It is 1 in the morning. You know perfectly well that your alarm is going to go off in less than 6 hours. Yet you are still wide awake, staring at your glowing phone screen, falling down a rabbit hole of videos showing people restoring antique toasters or dogs being confused by lemons. You are absolutely exhausted. Your eyes are burning, and yet, somehow, reaching over to turn off the bedside lamp feels like a total surrender. Why do we do this to ourselves? You might assume you just have terrible self-control, or that you are hopelessly addicted to your screen. But the psychological reality is actually much deeper, and honestly, a little heartbreaking. Your brain is not broken, and you are not undisciplined. You are actually staging a quiet, desperate rebellion. Psychologists have a fascinating term for this exact behavior: revenge bedtime procrastination. It sounds a bit like an action movie starring your own exhaustion, but it is actually your mind's frantic bid for freedom. Think about the structure of your average day. From the exact moment your alarm violently pulls you out of sleep, your time belongs to absolutely everyone else. You give 8 hours to your boss or your classes, a couple of hours to commuting, and another sizable chunk to making dinner, paying bills, and keeping your living space from turning into a biohazard. By the time the house gets quiet late at night, you finally have a moment that is entirely, undeniably yours. Going to sleep means giving up that fragile sliver of freedom and fast-forwarding directly to the next morning, where the exhausting cycle of obligations immediately begins all over again. So your brain makes a radical choice. You decide to steal the time back. You become a midnight vigilante, reclaiming your personal autonomy, one extra television episode or endless social media scroll at a time. It is a psychological trade-off where your mind calculates that a tiny, uninterrupted slice of joy, quiet, and control right now is worth the heavy, painful price of exhaustion tomorrow. Research actually backs this up, showing that people who experience high stress and a severe lack of autonomy during their daytime hours are significantly more likely to engage in this nighttime rebellion. You are not keeping yourself awake because you are lazy. You are keeping yourself awake because you are starving for just a few hours, where nobody in the world is asking anything of you. Reframing this midnight habit can completely change how you treat yourself when you are struggling to put the phone down. Instead of aggressively beating yourself up for not being asleep, recognize that this is your mind's deeply human, incredibly stubborn way of trying to take care of your emotional needs. You are simply trying to carve out a little sanctuary in the dark. But what if we could start stealing that time back during the daylight? What if finding just 15 minutes of true, unplugged, unapologetic autonomy during your afternoon could satisfy that inner rebel so you can finally get some genuine rest? I would love to hear how you experience this in your own life. What is the most obscure, ridiculous rabbit hole you have fallen down at 2 in the morning just to avoid facing tomorrow? Share your stories down in the comments, and if this perspective shifted anything for you, consider subscribing so we can keep exploring the strange, beautiful ways our minds work. Now seriously, put the phone down and go to sleep.